Hello, people. It is to be welcome. I am to be welcome, and so are you. We are resuming back into part 3 of this tour. It's a little weird, I know, the format we're at right now rather than where we were for the last part. Well, the reason I'm doing this is because I missed a part. And I'm simply just gonna resume to this little part that I missed and then resume back to where we were. And if you hadn't noticed from the last video, I had an attempt to open the doors for the third house, but it takes a long time to open up. It like does a full delay, frame by frame opening animation. So that I have prepped them earlier before filming this video, so once I finish going through the tour up this area and the follow up from where we were before, and we come back to this third house, I believe then by that time the doors will be open. Anyhow, we are right back to where we started with this one. Some of the videos I feel like I'm going to make a part in the houses where they'll be in first person, and then we'll go out and I'll put myself in third person. Excuse me. I'm an idiot. Forgive me for that. Well, here we are, back to the underground base. And I believe I went through this already. Yes, I did. I did go through this process. Weirdly enough, this is obnoxiously troublesome. Okay. Keyboard's just acting up very strangely, but that's nothing to worry about. We are supposed to go here, actually. More trouble after all. We only just started. 5 seconds in. Or 2 minutes. Somewhere around there. Trouble. This is the last area I wanted to show you guys. And other genders. I'm just kidding. This is the office side of the underground base. It's rather relaxing. Forget about that. It's a rather relaxing spot. Oh, well, that's not... well, alright. At least you kind of get the layout. But my intention was to give you a full seating of this area. I guess it decided to give itself a cinematic perspective for some odd reason, but whatever. This looks like it's a check-in room before you book into your next flight or your hotel room. Just judging by the chairs. Well, I thought there was a lot more to this room. I guess not. And that's basically what I wanted to show for the first half of this video. Let's go back to where we were actually at in the last part. I feel like I'll either go for a car or I'll fly us all the way back there. Alright. Let's go into the car. This is a good example. I either will go first person or third person. And I did add back the audio, so you will start hearing noises now. Yep. Audio's back. Oh, that's surprisingly louder than I expected. Alright. Let's see. Probably the physics of the water is going to prevent this from actually working productively. Properly, you doomhead. Okay. Let's get back to where we want to go. Sorry for the slight distance between the upload and the last video. I said I was going to follow up right after, but I guess I couldn't really hold true to my words, unfortunately. I mean, I go to work full time I do my 8 hours, and I have been doing overtime, so that makes it 12 hours. I've been doing some overtime and some college. I'm doing like 1 class a semester. I'm not going through the full 4 classes. I'm not that smart. I'm not that smart. And we are at this very spot that we've already been through. The houses of my childhood. And here we go into this underground. Why do I keep saying underground? We already went through the underground part. This is under the bridge or under the ocean. This is, it could act as a subway or sewer system. But this was another area that I found very fond of in the past. Just, it's a whole other area compared to everything else. You're outside and everything, you're in the air and the grass, and suddenly you're down here. And it feels pretty, at the time, it felt pretty gloomy, pretty scary. You know, you could not get caught in whatever crime you act under this area, underground. I said it again. I don't know any other. Let's call it a tunnel. A tunnel path. A tunnel path. Tunnel way. This tunnel was quite the distance back then. Walking it. No other vehicle. And then you try to hide from your friends after you do something stupid or mischievous. You hide yourself down there and they can't really find you. It'll take a while. Unless you have a sibling who can easily screen peek your laptop and like, I know where you are, you bastard. But as anyhow, we are gonna drive towards where we want to be. Yeah, this is another route. Along the way, I guess I'll show you guys this another area, this other part of the world. Another insert model that I've downloaded years back. I thought the house was really cool. It bears a serious resemblance to the haunted house that many of the Roblox worlds use in horror settings. And this house still feels like how it was in 2011. See, this is it. We do not see high graphics, high intense graphics. Not everything is modified to the point where it looks three-dimensional. It's just classic Roblox. Can't get better than that, my friends. This is the dining room, and we've got the back door. Yeah. It felt more peaceful. Unlike my current life. More peaceful down here. More peaceful in the years back. Now you're like, now I'm just tired and simply trying to figure myself out. At the same time being your miserable person who's tired of everything. But as how it goes, we all are trying to do something and try to find out. I am simply just floating around in my life. How it goes is you figure something out, you figure the next thing out, but afterwards you feel sort of stagnant with where you are, how you are. I've been doing my college for a good 2 years. I'm not giving you the exact amount, but I will. So the first 2 years I tried to go for a degree that I was thinking of in high school. I was doing a CTE or some form of additional education, and I happened to be in a carpentry class. I found it really cool. I was enjoying the activity and the company and the groups of people from the different school. I was not in this school. I simply just went here for the CTE, the extra education. And this carpentry class, I met many people there. Not many, not like 50 people, but like 12 to 7 and 8. And that was a rather decent amount of people in a group. including the teacher, or should I say professor. He was a good guy too. Well, anyhow, long story short, I just remember us taking a trip to one of the houses that they were building. As this carpentry class, everyone is trying to build a new house. Actual house. It's an actual house that people can live in. And I just remember watching as one of the people install some of the drawers. I was thinking, wow, this is really, really cool. This is really interesting. I wasn't imagining the fact that everyone probably there is going to have to get paid by the hour and make it at a certain time or a certain amount of time for the person, the house owner that desires it to be done at a certain amount of time, like a while. But that's some contractor. But imagining instead of that situation, you are just prepping the house. You're building it before everything else. Before the business goes in and takes it and sells it, before it becomes a profit. Just the whole prior part of it, where you're simply just building it at your own time and appreciating it. Oh, or maybe you're having a super hard time, a super difficult time, getting frustrated, having late nights with your friends afterwards. I just found the joy of just creating something simple as a bed, a drawer, the walls, painting everything, doing drywall. We're not doing the electrical part, but we're just installing these plumbings parts here. Not the water, not everything else. But we're just building. Just basic, simply caring, building wooden planks, plywood, sheetrock, gutters around the house, vinyl siding. I found that whole activity to be really fun, especially when I was with these groups of people. And yeah, it seems I've already dragged the story long enough. I was looking for a carpentry degree for a college, and I reached out to my high school counselor. We were going through looking for some of the colleges that had those carpentry classes, but many of them I felt were too expensive to pay for. I certainly am not. I'm not the. I'm a middle class person, below middle class, or just a middle class, above average, above middle class, but not enough to pay. And my parents are all busy, and everyone's busy. There's barely any time for any of that money to pay for when we're already handling our own end. So we were trying to look for some, and we happened to find one in the one that I have currently enrolled in for a while now. It was instead of our carpentry degree, we just narrowed it down to facilities management. It sounded pretty interesting. It sounded like something related to carpentry. Later on, though, in actual research, it really is just you assessing an area that builds or needs improvement and see if it's, fit for safety. It's safe for people to walk in, to go in, to simply work in like a habitat. I didn't find that interesting at all. It was not really building. It was not really like conducting forms of labor to construct something. No scaffolding involved, no nothing really that I was looking for in particular. But I just found that out. And I already was a week in or a month in on my classes, and I I'm still new to that at the time, and I was too anxious, too insecure to really choose my path and where I wanted to go. So I ended up suffering for at least 2 years of that. And this class is a community college. College is a community college. So a minimum at least is 2 years. I simply didn't do those 2. I did within those 2 years. I'm stuttering again. Within those 2 years, I've done HVAC. I tried to do an electrical class, but it really involves a lot of complicated voltage. I didn't have the brains for it, and I was working. I was doing work. I was going to work at the same time. I started off doing part-time, working full-time into part-time, getting out of that job, getting let go from that job, and then doing a full-time training, and then I quit out of that one because the trainer was really difficult to work with. Third one was a full-time as well, but this one was like a 30-minute drive from my place, so it was really quite the trip. It's quite the trip. It was very difficult to work with. I was doing a manufacturing job, and yeah, those 2 years were definitely pointless. Pointless in the sense where I was not really interested in any of these classes, and many of them were very difficult to work with. Then I shifted over to try to do liberal arts, and I feel like that degree, it is not really going to benefit me in any way, other than the fact that I got a degree. That's the sentiment that I felt out of after looking into that degree itself. So. And that was another 2 years or so, and then I moved over to do what I actually wanted to do. Or not actually, something similar to the core of what I look for. Like, from an academical standpoint, I am not good at math. I'm not good at science. I'm not good at social studies. I'm not good at any of those academics. But I know one thing I'm good at. I do pretty much my own sketches. I draw. I'm simply good with my hands in that sense. So I went for a fine arts degree, and I've been doing that. I believe this will be like the 5th year. I still got, since I'm taking these courses and working full time, I'm only taking a class a semester, 1 class a semester. There's just no way my brain can keep up with like 4 classes. I am that special. By that time, it'll take me another 4 years from now. And at this point, I figure I'm doing full time. I'm working, and I don't have a problem with that. I don't mind. I was worried about trying to get my course, and do my college, finish it in time, finish it as early as possible. But that was too much to deal with already. That was too much for me to deal with. So I figured, all right, I'm going to continue my work world and just simply try to enjoy myself as much as I can. Because in those times, it was really difficult, really frustrating, really stressful to work with and do college at the same time. Working and doing college at the same time. It is psychological warfare. Oh, well, aside from my boring and monotonous and mundane life, we shall go through this house. I can't believe I just spent that much time to hold and explain everything for you guys. Pointless, I know. Alright, so this looks like the dining room. Simple enough, right? Kitchen. A living room. A rest spot for people to sit, read books, enjoy themselves with their families, have long chats, especially the grandparents. And we have the television room, where everyone as a family can sit and watch a theater, watch a horror movie, sit together, and enjoy some horror films. Or whatever fits your bucket. Now we are shifting towards upstairs. I am gonna take this turn instead. So, we've got a bedroom and a bathroom. We went through that. relatively simple. This looks like another bedroom. It's probably a boy's. As you can see, all the video games and the computer and everything. We've got the classic Xbox 360. I used to have one of these. My brother and I used to play with the one, and then we had the whole red screen, red ring of death. Terrifying, I know. And it didn't work anymore, and then we shifted over to a black Xbox 360. This one took place around 2008, 2009, 2010. And then the black one took place in 2011 all the way to 2014. Quite the year that was. Those years were great. They were. Right. Getting sidetracked again. My fault. We've got a big bedroom in here. This is probably for the parents, as you can imagine. Wow. This is a spacious bathroom. I'll tell you that. No shower? Ooh. That's such a cool thing. Cool concept. Imagine having a bedroom so big, so wide, that you can have a little couch, a lounge, inside your bedroom. That's quite the... You are a very luxurious person to have that kind of space. Alright. This is the center room. Oh, this must be the playroom for all the kids. Yep. A little flat bouncy chair. Bam. Hoo-wee. This is definitely quite the room. Now we are going to the third floor. Let's find out what's up here. An attic, a very cool attic. This is the old school attic, my friends. Where you store whatever you forgot about, up here. Just like my memories. I'm kidding. Got a chair. This table, this coffee table has seen... This table has seen better days. We've got a bunk bed, a fun bunk bed. For friends, visitors, sleepovers. Oh, you know, this is the original Roblox face that they used to have for your default character. It's just a smiley face. I don't think I've expanded the whole insert lore as much. What happened was it didn't work, and I, including my friends, blamed a former owner of this Roblox platform. His name is Builderman. As some of you old players may know, Builderman was the creator or the founder, the guy, the boss that worked in this Roblox game. And usually whenever some mishap happens, everyone would blame on him for all the troubles and post it on YouTube or send some form of forum or explain whatever it was. And it's like, oh, Builderman, it's all thanks to him that we're having all these problems. And I don't know exactly why the insert stopped working, but it took away a lot of the fun that I used to have for my experiences playing this game. And the keyboard's acting up. I love it when that happens. Alright, I can't believe I spent like already this much just to explain you a tour. We will probably have another... you know what? I'll extend this video. I'll give it at least an hour. Yeah, this is a special one. This is a special video. It's going to be an hour long. Alright. I don't know. I don't think I want to. I like to be consistent. So, the next part, I am certainly going to follow up again. I'm going to follow up here again and go through this. I apologize. The whole video was basically me just going through a little monologue of myself. It's just something I typically do all the time, especially in this current time for myself. This is the lighthouse. Oops. Lag, good old lag. This is the lighthouse. This is part of the world, actually. I remember making a little crazy story where with my friend, we were going up here and one of us was like the main last antagonist. Like the protagonist killed all of the other antagonist villains, and then we just had this one antagonist, which was I played as the antagonist, and he was standing by this edge or something. Pardon my literacy again. And he just stood here, he's like, I'll never let you take me alive. And then he falls back and he falls into the river. Dramatic. Well, I got to show you guys some parts of this world. And the next part, I promise it won't be too much of the monologues. I'll go through just the whole consistency part of just this world itself, a tour. The house over there was definitely quite the nostalgia trip. Just thinking back of an era that I have never experienced before until that time. Just pure fun. Okay. We will go over this area in the next part. In the meantime, I shall say, yeah, life is very full of things. Good things, bad things. As of right now, for me, it's mostly just hard, tough things to deal with. But as I keep going, as I keep spending the days, I've been trying to search for myself, as I always do. I find it, I take a hobby in myself after I go home from work. At least in these days. Today is Friday, actually. Friday, September 13th. And usually in these days, instead of being right here filming, I would just take my nights out driving full all-nighters until morning. And around 5 or 6 a.m. I just go back and I go to sleep. Because I find myself tired of dealing with being an adult. A young adult, I should say. It's very difficult out there. You got so much things ahead of you, and even though you only just started, it feels like everything is super crazy. It drives you crazy, so you just want to be far from it, far away from all the things, and the people around you, they change as well. They all drift apart. They all become what you used to know, what you used to remember. That's a little bit difficult for me to accept. When I was little, I always was hearing a lot of older people saying to never take things for granted and to really appreciate the little things, the simpler things. And even at that time, even when I was that little, I really took it personal. I really took it to heart. And it made things a lot more difficult, even though that's something you should do when you're older, way older. I just had to develop that at that time, at that very young age. Well, that ends my little dialogue, we shall move more consistent next time. Alright, friends. We shall see you again. I shall see you all again. See ya.